And currently we have some cloudy conditions, but temperatures are staying pretty steady. 73 in the Lynchburg area. We have 72 in Bedford, 73 in Roanoke and Salem, 73 in Danville.
Okay, so my brother, who's just informing us on a couple of things, he said stay up with the storm in coming up through the Dominican Republic. It's called Fred. When you know there'd be a storm named Fred that's probably going to hit Florida, no doubt about it. Now, this is another storm that hit. Hopefully a commercial won't come in over this commercial, because I'm going to play a 1969 commercial that he reminded me of, the Alka-Seltzer. You and I talked about it just a little while ago.
Yeah. Can't believe I ate the whole
Mamma
thing.
mia,
Yeah.
that's some beast. Cut spicy meatballs, Jack. Sorry. Take 28. Out, Tony, and act. Mamma mia, that's a spicy meatball. Cut. Jack?
Anyway, this
What's
was
the matter with
the
that
making
one?
of the commercial is the commercial.
Right.
That's a one, a spicy and a meatball.
But I mean, you think about it, all the successful commercials and stuff out there, they had nothing to do with the spokespeople, certainly not anti-American
I don't know who this
ones.
guy is, but he became famous as a result.
He
But he
did.
wasn't famous going in.
Just like the Clara, who's the beef, where's the beef lady?
Yeah, the lady from AT&T that does all the phone commercials. The AT&T service. She's been
gotcha.
on there for a long time.
Flo.
And then Flo.
Right.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. They just flowed right out.
That's
I mean,
right.
if you go online and look at the salaries some of these spokespeople make, they're
right.
like $4, $5, $6 million a year.
And I don't even know what that freaking lizard Geico is getting.
Oh my gosh.
The gecko.
Yeah, the
gecko Geico.
You know, the gecko's voice changed about 3 years into it, and I don't know what happened. Then the original voice came back after about 18 months. It's probably negotiation.
Probably.
Contract. You know, I am the voice of the Geico. And then remember one thing, and this is how stupid Madison Avenue is. Remember the cavemen? They became so popular on the commercials, they turned it into a show, which was a huge flop.
Right.
It's good for a freaking commercial, not a series.
Yeah, sometimes you start believing your own press.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Hey, we want to make sure that you're aware, if you're just joining us this morning, of a story that we're following. Inmates at the Lynchburg Adult Detention Center are still barricaded inside a housing unit after they forced correctional officers out yesterday afternoon about 6 o'clock. Crisis negotiation team, tactical team are currently speaking with the inmates. We don't know how many inmates at this point, or what
even their demands are.
If there are any demands. I don't know, but keep an eye on that. If you are downtown, know that they do have barricades up at 8th and Clay, 8th and Madison Street, 11th and Clay, 11th and Madison Street, and then 10th and Clay Streets. For those people wondering if they're going to be able to get access, if you work in that area, even a Daily Bread, there's like a giant vehicle in front of that. There are you can come in the back way.
Yeah, through Rivermont. And she said, Tracy said earlier they could get there, but it's a little chaotic down there.
Might be a little bit more interesting.
So I want you to role play with me here for a moment. Okay, you're at the Lynchburg jail. You're in for just a small misdemeanor. You know, maybe you peeled out in your neighbor's yard and they put you in the clink. Okay. And next thing you know, all hell is breaking loose around you, and the inmates are taking over. What do? I know what I would do. I want to hear what Janet would do if this broke out. Where would you go as an inmate?
I think I would try to get everybody to calm down and realize it's not worth it. You're going to end up in a whole lot more trouble than if you just did the right thing. I'm trying to,
like you, I'm trying to be, cool about the whole thing. I may even go back to my cell because it may be the safest place for me. I don't know. I mean,
I definitely would probably try to, get them to come to their senses.
Senses, right.
Just because I'm wired that way.
Yeah, sure.
But
voice of reason. Yeah.
Well, try anyway.
Try anyways. That's what we try to do.
And then if I have to turn on the mom looks, I would do it.
Right.
Don't make me do it.
Don't you dare.
That's right.
Ruth Ann on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I'm so sorry your baby got an owie.
Yeah. Yeah, he's doing okay though. I think he was just trying to get attention.
And it worked.
Well, yeah, I don't think he didn't get attention. Tiny dogs, they get hurt real quick. They think they can fly.
Oh, yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, that's what happened. Guess what?
What?
I'm on my way back home. I left the house at 7:30. I'm on my way back home.
Wow.
And Pooh Bear and Peaches, I left the radio on for them. It's Mommy. I'm coming back. Honey, don't
Oh,
I'll
gosh.
bring you a biscuit. I promise.
From Biscuitville?
That's right, the little dog-shaped one.
Yeah.
That's funny.
If I try to go to Biscuitville, I won't get home. I haven't been able to get in there to drive through since it's been open.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, gosh.
If you come
It's
through at
back
like
to back.
5 a.m., you can get in.
Oh, no. No, I'm not going out there. It's dark out there.
But
I
you
got
were
up
out
pretty
early.
Today.
Yeah, what you doing out so early, girl? What you doing out so early?
I had to get a brain scan,
Oh.
and my appointment was at 7:45. I just walked out of the door, and I said, "Is that all?" They said, "Yeah." Well, I got time to go home and do some laundry and get ready for lunch. And I'm over at Nationwide.
Okay.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. That's how quick it was.
Wow, that's
Wow.
fantastic.
You've covered a lot of ground this morning.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I got to stay busy.
Yeah.
That's right,
It was
and you
nice
do.
talking to Steve yesterday. I got to talk to Steve.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Janet
Yeah,
knows
he-
Steve.
He was so nice to help me.
Oh, Steve's a great guy. He's got a great heart. He looks like one of the guys
Yeah.
from ZZ Top with that beard of his.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
that's
I'm going to let you go because Pooh Bear and Peaches can hear me on the radio. So I thought she said she was on her way home. She's running her mouth again. You know.
All right, kiddo.
very good.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
We'll
Bye. I
see
hope
you.
the baby's okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
seems to be doing pretty good. Getting back the strength, I think.
Yeah.
Drive safe, darling. We'll see you.
So we had a story sent in by a listener this morning out of Loudoun County.
Oh, they had a big meeting there last night.
They did.
How did it go?
Well, a teacher there resigned in front of the whole school board,
Wow.
stating in a defiant and emotional speech that she refused to continue pushing their highly politicized agenda.
Good for her.
She said, within the last
Wow.
year, I was in one of my so-called equity trainings
Right.
that white Christian able-bodied females currently have the power in our schools, and this has to change.
Wow.
Clearly, you've made your point. You no longer value me or many other teachers you've employed in this county.
Is this a male or a female?
Female.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
she said, my so-called equity trainings, white Christian able-bodied females
Wow.
are currently having the power in our schools. She says, clearly you've made your point. You no longer value me or many other teachers that you've employed in this county.
Right.
So since my contract outlines the power that you have over my employment, I thought it necessary to resign in front of you.
Wow.
School board, I quit. Choking up, she added, I quit your policies. I quit your training. I quit being a cog in a machine that tells me to push highly politicized agendas to our most vulnerable constituents, our children.
Holy cow, that's very articulate.
She is a fifth grade teacher.
Mm-hmm.
She also alleges that the county told her not to express dissenting views.
Wow.
A spokesperson told Fox News that LCPS does not comment on personnel matters. Oh, I'm sure you don't. Multiple teachers have told Fox News they felt intimidated about potentially opposing the school's equity trainings. A spokesperson previously stated that it does not condone the actions of employees or anyone who would target fellow members of the community for expressing their viewpoint.
Interesting.
Sure.
We're going to have to find some audio of that. I'm looking right now, but yeah. Wow.
Teacher Monica Gill, who spoke at Tuesday's meeting, previously told Fox News that critical race theory had damaged the community by creating division. She said that teachers were told to disrupt and dismantle And I can tell you one thing that's for sure, it has been disruptive because there are parents who disagree with this ideology, there are teachers who disagree with it, and there are students who disagree with it. It is harmful. And let's be clear, these are not just white teachers, white parents, white students
Right.
who think this is damaging.
Wow.
This is, and we mentioned this yesterday. I told you I've had teachers who have resigned.
Oh, yeah, reach out to you, yeah.
Right, and they've left that chosen field, a field that they felt called to serve.
Let's dip into this a little bit.
So this
Janet.
is Laura Morris.
Yeah, this is her. Hopefully, it won't jump to a commercial. Forgive me if it does.
Not only that, but within the last year, I was told in one of my so-called equity trainings that white, Christian, able-bodied females currently have the power in our schools, and that, quote, this has to change. Clearly, you've made your point. You no longer value me or many other teachers you've employed in this county. So since my contract outlines the power that you have over my employment in Loudoun County Public Schools, I thought it necessary to resign in front of you. School board, I quit. I quit your policies, I quit your trainings, and I quit being a cog in a machine that tells me to push highly politicized agendas on our most vulnerable constituents, the children. I will find employment elsewhere. I encourage all parents and staff in this county to flood the private schools.
They cut her mic off right there.
I'm a student of Loudoun County Public Schools.
They cut her mic off right there. Interesting.
Is
because
it?
she was putting the word out. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
If you're a parent and you're a staff or
That's right.
member or teacher, it's time to leave.
Yeah.
Flood the private schools
and
with good teachers.
We talked about this yesterday. Yep. It's time to wake up the lions. It is time for moms and dads and grandparents and to stand up and fight for your children. And that may mean removing them from this nonsense.
Right.
From this government.
And this is a blue county.
Right.
This is a blue county in Northern Virginia. But just goes to show you, the reds are starting to rise up. I'm just saying.
Well,
and I hate to make it a blue-red thing, but
it's important. Got a text says, you notice ever so slowly all this social injustice, social upheaval stuff is drifting to the area when people start disrespecting the rule of law, disrespecting the police. This is the end result. Look at what's happening now at the jail. You don't know how easily some of these things can get out of control sometimes. Right. It's true.
Yep.
It's very, very true. We'll be back with more on this subject and many others. We thank you for listening and being a part of our radio family here. Our numbers, 434-534-8500, toll-free 866-916-3776. If you've got something on your mind, we'd love to hear from you here on The Morning Jam.
Start your mornings on the right foot and listen to The Morning Jam, 6 to 9 a.m. on the Virginia Talk Radio Network. You found the right choice. It's the rebirth of Common Sense Talk Radio. We are the Morning Jam on the Virginia Talk Radio Network.
Little Linda Ronstadt to get your juices flowing if they haven't been flowing already with all the news that's been breaking today.
After today, there's nothing. I got nothing for you.
We started out because it's Hulk Hogan's birthday today, and all the Hulksters out there. He's 68 years old. Him and Macho Man are best friends, and they love each other.
I think that was Randy Savage.
Well, it was a little Randy at the end. I sort of morphed from one to the other.
You're ADD even in your impersonations. How is that possible?
I don't know. I like to think it's a gift.
And a curse. It's a gift and a curse. It's both.
Oh, Lordy.
You're an enigma. It's okay.
Wait. Wait a minute. You heard what happened at the baseball game the other day, right?
No.
Oh, out in California?
No.
A man was accused of saying the N-word when he was calling on the mascot. His name sounds similar to the N-word, and it was a huge controversy. Oh my gosh.
Is this because I said the word enigma?
Yeah, because it sounds close to something that could be something racist.
Your hearing is going.
No, I heard enigma. I heard enigma. But okay, we got to address it now. Sports. Let's see. N-word. It'll pop up because it happened in San Diego, I believe. Yeah. Here we go. Rockies investigating. Can you come in here, Trey? Trey, are you hearing us? Come in. I know. Did you heard about this story, right? So here's a guy that can comment because he works for our CBS Sports affiliate. Tell us what happened. What's the name of the mascot of the team?
Dinger. D-I-N-G-R.
So
which is a term basically for a baseball term for a home run. You hit dingers.
A dinger. So he said, "Hey, Dinger."
Trying to get the mascots
trying to get the mascot to turn around and take a picture.
Guy was batting and the mic picked it up.
Right.
And it was the last part of it basically that got picked up, and
right.
It sounds like
the N-word.
It sounded like the N-word.
Right.
So to be fair, I think the Rockies were completely justified in investigating this because it looked bad, and then when it came out like he was calling the mascot, I think it
all blew up.
It was
because there was a pretty famous sports writer that says this guy needs to be arrested. I mean, they took it to the nth degree before they really found out what he said.
That's the thing. Why do we just immediately?
Oh, I know.
It's like
incarcerate him or something.
I came out of church, and my kids had friends in the car with them, and we have natural gas heated the gym there. And I walked out and I said, "Why does it smell like gas in here?" Well, they thought I had said something else.
Oh, wow.
And so they start giggling, and I'm like, "Why are you all giggling?" And they're like, "Mom, what are you saying?" And I said, "Why does it smell like gas in here?" They thought I was saying, "Why does it smell like a double acid?"
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in here.
Right.
No,
wow.
That's not what I was saying.
Yeah, right. And I know this is basketball, but basketball towards the end of the season and the playoffs had some instances where fans were not acting great.
Weren't behaving themselves.
Yes, and I think with
puts them on edge.
With fans coming back and fan etiquette not being at its best, that played a part into it. So
I mean, this was a senior citizen. This guy's like in his 70s or something.
Yeah, and there was an African-American player, and he thought he heard it. And I think he said that after a post-game. Like, he thought he heard it, and so maybe that's probably why it became bigger than it was.
But that player also came out later and said, "Look, lay off this guy. He didn't say the N-word. Lay off.
Good for him.
You're trying to ruin this guy's life. Expel him from ever attending another game." And put it. One writer said, "Let's put him in jail." Yeah. I'm sorry. I know I'm excited, but this is asinine. Yeah, this is where we're at. Yeah, the knee-jerk reaction of everything.
It is.
I agree. But
I'm sorry.
How old was he?
He's like in his 70s.
Yeah,
trying to get the mascot's attention.
And to its credit, maybe just let's be careful. I know dinger is a great term in baseball, but let's.
Oh, that word is gone. That word is gone.
Maybe
Dinger is gone. They're going to have a whole frickin' campaign on how we're going to rename Dinger because it sounds too much like the N-word.
Maybe not.
Yes, they will. I think they will.
Nah, it's a fun term.
I won the Governor Cuomo bet. In the climate we're in,
now you're getting a little too big for your britches. So I'm just saying.
Was there caffeine in that coffee?
No, it was decaf.
Well, I swear
I made sure it was decaf. Yeah, really.
Maybe.
It was completely supposed to be decaf.
Maybe he just since he won, he's just on edge.
No, I'm okay.
I think he's just
it all started with that I'm an enigma. That's where this thing all started.
That is very true.
It was a very innocent comment.
Thanks, Trey.
I don't understand what happened.
You can get Trey and Ed Lane on the Fast Lane at 5 o'clock on our CBS affiliate.
It went so horribly wrong so quickly. I don't really know how that happened. But anyway.
Oh, it's been resolved. There's a breaking story there, kiddo. You might want to.
It could be that because of the man's age, because that may
my
have been,
age or his.
Well, yes, but no, because of the age and because. That was an accepted term.
Yeah,
maybe they assumed.
Yeah, that's true.
Because of
didn't
that.
think about that.
So that could be part of it as well.
Okay.
So we've been following this story all morning. There was a Lynchburg Detention Center barricading. They had kind of expelled the guards and taken over there. Apparently that has been resolved without incident, police are saying, more than 12 hours after inmates barricaded themselves inside a housing unit at the Lynchburg Detention Center. They're saying that the situation has been resolved. The city manager Winter Benda, Police Chief Ryan Zudema, and the Blue Ridge Regional Jail Administrator Josh Salmon are set to share additional information during a news conference. That'll be after we're off the air about 10:30 this morning. They're expected to have that. So I'm assuming that those intersection closures are being opened up now, and that's not going to be an issue anymore.
That's good. That's good.
We're glad that it was resolved without incident. We'll be curious to know
who was behind it and what it was about.
Yeah, and how that started and why. And
there's a breakdown in the system if that can happen.
Yeah, that's certainly something that we need to learn from.
Right.
If that's the case. So, we'll take a look at that.
Can I just apologize for getting so exercised? I feel like I'm invigorated.
It's not good
it's
for
like a
you
workout.
though to get too worked up. I could see it. That's why I was.
That's why I was kind of coming up out of my seat a little bit.
Yeah. I was like, you need to come.
Well, Trey was standing up. I felt intimidated. I felt like your dog looking at the buildings or another human.
It's Trey's fault now.
No,
really?
I'm not blaming Trey. I'm just saying the perspective, kind of looking up at him, and he was shouting down at me. Almost. You can hear him laughing in the other room now.
It is. It's National Presidential Joke Day.
Yeah, it is.
We've been sharing some of those throughout the day today.
Yep.
I didn't realize we had so many presidents that were jokesters. Some presidents I think of, and I think, they were.
Did
they
Teddy
were funny
Roosevelt
guys.
tell any jokes, or was he too?
I think there were. I don't know if I have any I do have one.
Okay.
It says, when they call the roll in the Senate, the senators do not know whether to answer present or not guilty.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
Wow, even way back then.
Yeah.
So
here's one from Bill Clinton. Being president is like running a cemetery. You got a lot of people under you, but nobody's listening. Wow.
That's a bad. No, that's not a good one for Bill.
Abraham Lincoln. If I were Two-Face, would I be wearing this one? That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
For
that's
back
pretty
then.
Good. Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
This is George Bush, George W. These stories about my intellectual capacity really get under my skin. For a while I even thought the staff believed it. There was on my schedule, first thing every morning, it said intelligence briefing.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I give one to 43 for that.
Yeah.
We'll have some local news for you, WDBJ7, and then Janet and I will give you a couple stories and another update on the resolution down at the Lynchburg jail that we're happy about.
And currently we have 77 degrees in Bedford, 75 in Danville, 77 in Roanoke and Salem, and 77 in Lynchburg.
So, Janet, you want to give just a short update on what we just discovered just moments ago on the show, that there has been a resolution of some kind.
Inmates at Lynchburg Detention Center who barricaded themselves inside the housing unit, that has been reconciled after about 12 hours. So they were able to get that reconciled more than 12 hours after they kind of got rid of the guards and barricaded themselves inside a housing unit there. There will be a news conference in the city council chamber about 10:30 this morning.
All right.
And that's going to be with the Lynchburg city manager, Lynchburg police chief, and the administrator of the Blue Ridge Regional Jail. So we're glad that ended and that those intersections are opening back up, and hopefully we'll find out more about it, why that happened.
Right, exactly.
So 12 hours is a long time for something
That's a pretty good
like
clip
that.
right there for the last that long. And of course, the way downtown is right now, with parts of it being open up, the main street now going two directions, but then they were tearing up the other streets. That would really cause some congestion downtown for those that have to work downtown.
But Clay, Madison, 10th, 8th, 11th, they should all be okay now.
Okay. After largely taking a year off from concerts in 2020 amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, music fans and artists are itching to get back to live performances. The excitement will be on full display during this weekend's Lock-In Festival up in Nelson County. It begins on August 13th, and the festival will be held at the Lock-In Farm at 1510 Diggs Mountain Road. I've driven by there before when that thing was going on. I had to go north for something, and boy, it gets crowded up there during this time. The lock-in, everybody is looking forward to it, according to one of the festival organizers, and said that we've been getting ready for this most of the year. It's like an adult camp, an adult camp with a, well, let's just say there will be some intoxicated.
I don't know what camp looked like for these people, but I don't.
Well, now that marijuana is legal, there's no telling how much higher up they'll reach to the higher stratospheres this year. Now
I got news for you. If you think that's a first-time pot
I
showed
know.
up at that event, you're mistaken.
It may be more open. Let's put it like that. So everyone is looking forward to it. That's being a part of it. I mentioned in the first hour, my neighbors are part of the security. I don't know how they're going to be handling it with the legalization of pot, but we'll see. I'll debrief
are they
them.
even allowed to smoke there?
Yeah,
I mean, some events you're
I'll
not.
I'll find out.
So
I'll know next week sometime.
I bet you will.
For
You'll
more
have some great stories.
Yeah. For more information, if you want to check in and see if you're still, can even get in, go to lock_festival.com. The word lock_festival.com.
Christiansburg Police Department is turning to the public to help identify 2 people with alleged ties to a theft at Walmart. According to the department, they say 2 people entered the store shortly before 3 p.m. Last week on Wednesday and told police they forcibly removed the lock from a display and stole several Apple AirPods.
Oh, wow.
Police are asking everyone if they can identify either of the people pictured, that you can call the local authorities there. Anytime you see, especially right now, fewer people are wearing masks. Some people are fully embracing the mask.
Right.
Not only do we have the mask, but we also have our heads covered and things like that. I mean, because when you think about it, if somebody came in with a mask on in a store, you were like,
yeah, you wouldn't think twice, yeah. You would. You would before the pandemic. Yes,
you would think twice.
But even now, half of people are wearing masks, so it could be.
Yeah, and these look
nefarious
to be
people,
very young. These look to be very young people. I'm amazed that they were able to break the locks off without somebody saying something or an alarm going off. I mean, good grief! I can't even open the little door to the deodorant at Dollar General without an alarm going off.
Yeah.
Have you ever had that happen where they've got the and then you open it up and it's like,
yeah, I have.
And if you keep it open for any length of time, it's like, what is going on? it's a degree, for Pete's sakes. So, no. Interesting.
Well, there's been a little bit of a migration from some people deciding North Carolina's not for them. Danville is. The Reddit message board thread reveals why some people are moving to Danville, Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Interesting thread on Reddit for those of you that go down to that side of the internet. One person posted, "My husband and I are really in love with the town and have found a house, and we're considering buying a house in the historic district. We're in our mid-30s. We're artsy. We're nerdy folks with no kids. Currently living in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and feel super alone and out of place there. So considering moving up to Danville. So, with the
the Riverwalk,
and the casinos coming in, it's breathing some life into an area that went dead in some ways because of the textile district died in the 80s and 90s down there. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
That they're doing a good job here in the Danville area to kind of breathe new life. We've done a lot of interviews about that.
Yes, we have. Yeah.
They've got a lot of art installations going on right now, a lot of events that are going on. They even have some workshops coming up for people who are looking to start businesses in that area. Yeah. And that's kind of exciting. And they've got some new programs out there that will give kind of a much needed financial shot in the arm to some folks who are wanting to start businesses in Danville. So I can see why these young people would be interested in coming in.
Sure.
Certainly people who are interested, especially by the time the casino comes, there's going to be more culinary options
Yes.
for people who want to bring their culinary arts to that area and bring those restaurants in for people who want to have those experiences. So it's an exciting time for the South
really
Side,
is.
for sure.
And this wallstreetwindow.com is the story that picked up the Reddit thread. So that's getting some pretty good exposure right there. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. And if you're living down in that area, and looks like our boss sent us a link to somebody that's kind of on the, on the information side of things down in that area, maybe we can hook up with that individual and get a little bit more insight.
I think it's
That'd be great.
Yeah, I think it's an exciting time.
8:42 on the Morning Jam. It means it's time to learn something about eating, which I am an expert, but I am not an expert in preparing that food that I eat.
It's time for Janet's 5 and Dine on the Morning Jam. Give her 5 minutes, and she'll give you some great inspiration for a delicious meal tonight.
5 and Dime brought to you by our friends at F&L Market. They're located on Memorial Avenue in Lynchburg, and they are independently owned, family owned, and I just love Todd and the crew there. It's just like stepping back into an old-fashioned grocery store. No self-checkouts there. They have people that actually take care of you, and they have a meat department that does that as well. I was in there on Sunday, and they always just seem to have the most gorgeous cuts of beef there. And one of the things that I love, but sometimes I don't love to prepare, is like a roast, like a chuck roast.
Right.
As far as a traditional pot roast, not a fan at our house. But this recipe I'm giving you today is one that is always delicious. It's French onion pot roast. It's great served over mashed potatoes, but it's also great if you like toast a hoagie and you make like a hoagie out of it.
Dipping sauce and all that.
It's great.
Okay.
This is how you make it. You're going to start with a 2-pound chuck roast that you've gone to F&L to pick up. Trim any extra fat off of it, and in a small bowl you're going to whisk together the following: 1/4 of a cup of tomato sauce, and 1 cup of beef broth, some minced garlic, thyme, Worcestershire sauce, and some white wine vinegar. In the bottom of your slow cooker, you're going to put in about a cup of thinly sliced red onions. Pour half your sauce over the onions, then place that chuck roast on top. This chuck roast, you want to have covered that nicely with salt and pepper before you do that. But you're going to set that over top of the onions and sauce, and then you're going to put the rest of the onions on top and pour the remaining sauce on top of that. Cover it, cook it on high for 4 hours or low for 7 hours. And then when it's ready, it's going to be fork tender. It's just going to shred apart for you. And then you're going to take out a cup of the au jus that is formed in the bottom of that slow cooker, and you're going to thicken it up with a little bit of cornstarch. And it's best served over a bed of mashed potatoes with a sprinkle of fresh parsley. And then the leftovers, the best way to use the leftovers is to take that shredded beef, toast that hoagie roll, and then put those onions and that beef over it, maybe some provolone, broil it. This is great for a couple of meals. You want to see the recipe? It's easy to make, and it's really delicious too. French onion pot roast. Get the recipe by going to Facebook, type in Janet's 5 and Dine, and you'll see that and all the other recipes that we share. And it's courtesy of our sponsor, F&L Market, where their meats are a cut above.
Before you fire up the coffee maker, turn on the Morning Jam with Janet and Mark on the Virginia Talk Radio Network.
I come from a long line of Southern cooks, and one thing my mama always told me was ingredients matter. That's why I trust the experienced butchers at F&L Market, Lynchburg's only locally and family-owned independent grocery store. Their staff cuts and grinds fresh meats daily and will offer you the personal service you desire for everyday meals or special occasions. This week at F&L Market, save on Jif peanut butter, $1.99 for a 16-ounce jar. Boston butts are $1.99 a pound. Whole boneless ribeye loins are $8.99 a pound. Bone-in assorted pork chops family pack is $1.99 a pound, and family pack ground beef is $2.49. Now back in stock, plantation quail, $8.99 for an 18-ounce package. Stop by F&L Market today, 2517 Memorial Avenue, Lynchburg. Their meat is a cut above.
It's the Morning Jam with Janet and Mark on the Virginia Talk Radio Network.
It is 8:49. Why are we playing this song, Janet?
Because I'm never going to give you up. I'm never going to let you down, ever. I'm that kind of girl.
This song has had so much life. I'm looking at, this is the original music video. I mean, the kid is just, he's just young and handsome and thin and got a head full of hair. And
He's Rick Astley.
And I'm looking at...
I said Astley.
Yes, I know you did.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
This particular video, which is the official music video, has now over 1 billion hits.
Wow.
Over 1 billion.
That's crazy.
That only works with certain songs and albums, you know, like I think we heard...
Well, Rickrolled is a thing.
Rick what?
If you get Rickrolled.
Apparently I just didn't even know it.
Are you not familiar with Rickrolled?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see. There's only a few songs that have hit this kind of number. I'm trying to remember. One was Sweet Child of Mine, and I can't remember the other one that has like... So this guy, he has to be getting some kind of a royalty for this many hits on the video, I would think. Because if they haven't monetized... If you don't monetize this thing after you get 100,000 hits, you're crazy. You should start monetizing your videos.
So if you're not familiar, part of the reason this is so popular is because of rickrolling.
Okay.
So rickrolling is where you get an unexpected appearance of the music video.
Okay.
This video.
Right.
And the meme is kind of like a bait and switch. When the victim clicks on an unrelated link, the site just takes them.
Oh, right to here?
To here. So you think, so it's like, oh, here's a video of our family reunion from this weekend.
And it takes you to
Rick.
Rick.
It takes you to Rick Astley. So it's
that
called,
could explain the billion hits then.
And there's also some like radio people that like you get Rickrolled. That like you're out of here. You're Rickrolled.
Okay.
You're out of here.
Okay, now it makes sense.
Yeah.
So really what you're saying is, you say you're never going to give me up, but if you've Rickrolled me, you have given me up.
I'm totally giving you up.
Okay.
And I made you look like a fool in the process.
Wow.
Which is even better.
Wow. Well, no wonder it's so popular and we're over 1 billion hits now.
Yeah, that's exactly.
We're at 1,014,892,000. So we're almost at 1,015,000,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's just since October 25th, 2009.
Right.
So that's like 12 years.
Exactly.
It's been up there. Wow.
So.
All right, so I've been Rickrolled, and it's really good because now you can roll doobies in our state.
What you've not been
rolled, rolling doobies.
What you've not been is Kyle rolled.
What's Kyle?
Well, the city of Kyle, Texas, is calling on people who share their name to gather for an annual festival.
Oh, so they want everybody named Kyle.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to bring any friends with you? Because I do know one person.
Wanted all people named Kyle. All Kyles receive a free T-shirt, free entry to the festival.
Okay.
They Guinness World Record for most people named Kyle in one place. That's what they're going for.
Oh, they're shooting for that. Okay.
In Kyle, Texas, September 4th, 10 a.m. Pie in the Sky, Lake Kyle, Kyle, Texas. They're going to have hot air balloons, live music, food vendors. Yeah, all Kyles will get a free entrance to the festival throughout the weekend. And they say if you know a Kyle, you need to tag them.
Well, I want you to send me that link because I have a nephew named Kyle.
Okay.
And of course,
I know some Kyles.
Kyle Bush will not be invited. Otherwise,
he might be invited. All Kyles are invited.
Well,
they're very specific. All Kyles.
All Kyles.
Invited.
That means all.
And you're going to get free stuff.
Okay.
See, that's what's so sad about my name. There's never going to be like a Janet
Is
festival.
there a Janet, Texas, or a Janet?
No.
There's no. I'm going to do a Google.
There's not. I guarantee you there's not.
Cities.
Like the closest thing I would ever have to that is like the Jeanette Pier in Nag's Head where they caught that toothy fish we talked about earlier.
Oh yeah.
The week. I don't think there's any towns named Janet. And the only song I had growing up was Interplanet Janet, and that wasn't even that great song.
Right.
Although it was Schoolhouse
There's
Rock.
only one. Well, you know what though? For you, this is good. It's in Europe.
Oh.
It is in France. It's not too far from Monaco.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And what's it called?
It's called Janet. It's Janet.
Is it called Janet or is it like Janet?
Well, I don't know. It's
Probably.
near Marisle, near Monaco. It's near the Mediterranean Sea.
This is like one of those things. Like when my niece went to England, to Ireland, and they were
Right.
taking her picture, and then she got home and they were looking at all the pictures, and they had her stand under a sign that said Whore Abbey.
Right.
Her name's Abby.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not a city.
Yeah. See.
It's just a street. It's a street named Janet.
Okay.
Okay. That's
But I mean-
as I zoomed in with Google Maps.
Again.
There's no pictures of you on
That's
the
all I'm
street
gonna
either.
get.
You're going to get Janet is near. Wait a minute now. There is Chenet de la Janet, and then right off of that is Janet. Oh, and Tour de Janet and Le Petit Janet.
Oh,
so
Lord.
maybe that is the city.
I am
There's several
American, Mark.
streets.
Find me an American street.
I typed in Janet, and
That's all that came up.
how many places are named Janet?
I don't know. But there's never going to be a festival with Guinness
There's never
World
going to be
Book.
a Janet festival.
There's not.
No.
But you know,
There's a lake named after you.
Really?
Yes, Lake Janet.
Oh, okay.
It can be found in 3 countries throughout the world.
But not in America.
Yeah.
Fine.
It says the majority of the cities named Lake Janet can be found below the equator. So when you flush the toilets, the water goes the other way. So that's interesting.
That speaks volumes, doesn't it?
Hey, I did
So
that.
if you know a Kyle, back to our story, invite them to the Kyle Festival.
Right.
Because that's coming up. I'm going to share it on our Facebook page. That way you can just add the link to anybody that you know who's a Kyle, and then at least they can go to their festival, even though I can't go to mine.
Well, okay. Now you can go to Amazon and buy Lake Janet related products.
Oh, okay.
So maybe I'll look into that, see if I can get you a Janet something or another.
Yes, that would be great.
You know
I
what?
mean, it's not like I shouldn't be whining. It's not like I'm
No,
one
I
of those
understand.
people who couldn't have their name on a pencil growing up.
Right.
Or I could at least look through things when I
Right.
was a kid.
I understand.
And find something. But that would be cool, actually. I'd like that.
Okay. And
If you
and you
could
know
do
why
that.
I know the water goes the other way when you flush the toilet? Because when I was in Brazil,
Yeah.
below the equator, I did it. And it did it.
Who pays
It
attention to
flushes
that?
the other direction.
But who notices that?
I did. Somebody told me about it, and I remembered it for years. And I thought, you know what? Wait a minute. I've been flushing the
So
toilet for
where-
3 weeks, and I haven't even looked to see which way the water
So
goes.
you were in Brazil?
That's where I proposed to my wife.
Was in Brazil.
Yeah. On the Amazon River.
Oh.
Yeah, we were on a missions trip.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, she wanted to be. She said, "I want just a few things." You know?
Okay.
I think she told me this on our second date.
Oh.
I want to be proposed to. No, she didn't on our second date. That was our third date. Anyway, I want to be around family. I want to be around water, and I'd like for it to be in the evening. And I managed to hit all 3. We were on the water.
Okay.
On the Amazon River, where there were, what are those fish that have you're talking about the teeth?
Piranhas.
Piranhas,
Yeah.
in the water below.
Romantic.
And my in-laws were there. And we were on the water, and
I'm
I
not
did it in
gonna
the
make-
evening.
Okay.
So,
So you took the ring with you?
oh, my mother-in-law snuggled the ring. Smuggled?
She snuggled it?
She snuggled it.
It must have been
Then
a
she
really pretty
smuggled it.
ring. Okay.
She smuggled it after she snuggled it. And, she had it in her suitcase in case.
There's a lot of pressure to
It
do
was.
that.
I had to
Okay.
do the handoff
All
in
right.
Miami, of all places.
What could have
where
gone
they're
wrong
where
there?
they're looking for drugs and paraphernalia to be swapped between
diamonds. That's
people.
right.
Yes, and the legal diamond.
All right, very good. Well, we hope you had a good show with us this morning. We're glad that you joined us. We will have that if you're curious about that inmate situation that is now resolved at the Lynchburg Detention Center. They are going to be having a press conference at 10:30 on that, but that has been resolved without incident, and we're happy about that. So that was ending the show on a positive note there.
Well,
That's
this is a
good thing.
positive note, too. I mean, you've taken me down the Janet Road. There is a website named after you. It's called janetpanic.com.
Janet Panic?
And that's what I feel every time I have to pull audio for a country artist. I feel the Janet panic. Sometimes I'll even text you and say,
now I was like, because I don't really panic.
"Oh no, you don't." I'm making silly here,
but you panic
I
over
panic.
how I'll
I
respond.
panic that I'm going to pick. When it comes to country music, I know that your well goes very deep there.
It does.
And I just sometimes I'll say, "Okay, I think I got it," And then there's times that say, hey, Janet, do you think that this one would be good? Maybe for the rejoin, but you should really go with this one.
Well,
that's where Janet panic kicks in.
I had somebody who texted in and said there are a ton of rose festivals. That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. There are a lot of rose festivals.
I bet you your kids had Janet panic when they would eat stuff they weren't supposed to eat, and then you went to the refrigerator and it wasn't there.
Yeah, mama panic is what they had. We'll be back tomorrow.
Yep.
It's going to be
a life hack.
Life Hack Thursday.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being here, Janet. And I'm not panicked. I'm glad it was a fun show.
Well, you've had a great day. You won the Cuomo bet.
I did.
Life is good for you. It's a good day to be Mark.
It really is.
We'll be back tomorrow.
Minute. Mark. I've got to look for cities that are named Mark.
Good luck with that.
All right. In the meantime, make today awesome. We'll see you tomorrow.
You're listening to the Virginia Talk